Welcome. It's good to have you back with us at Somaliland National Television. This is the English News Program and I'm Morris Mohammed. Now these are the stories making headlines. Vice President attends a ceremonial event at Hargeisa University. Minister of Planning and National Development meets with Kenyan parliamentarians. Scenes from Tacloban. Vice President of Somaliland attended a ceremonial event at Hargeisa University commemorating a number of students graduated from the College of Law. Vice President, speaking at the event, commended university staff for taking part in producing intellectuals in numerous sectors and granting students with valuable higher education. The Vice President of Somaliland, Abdurrahman Abdullah Ismail Saylei, praised University of Hargeisa for taking Somaliland's education forward and ensuring that universities were provided with an education of reliable quality. National Chief Justice, speaking at the event, reiterated the major steps taken in prompting cooperation among students graduating from the College of Law, which resulted in hiring several of these students for justice institutions. Minister of Justice Hussein Ahmed Aidid exhorted students to continue their education and further advance their knowledge. The minister pledged to provide employment opportunities for those students at the Law College of the University of Hargeisa. Ministries of Interior, Environment and Agriculture released a press statement. Members of Cabinet held a meeting focusing on the best avenues that environment preservation efforts could further be stepped up through increasing collective cooperation among the various ministries. Ministers have agreed upon furthering efforts towards environmental conservation and preserving public grazing areas, as well as providing awareness programs to public over refraining from illegal conducts against environment. The minister released a communique comprising of warnings to those involved in acts against environment, as well as those particularly utilized public grazing areas as a land property belonging to specific individuals. Ministers urged citizens to take heed of environmental preservation efforts and preserve the border lines made in 1998 between farms and grazing areas. Minister of Planning and National Development Saad Ali Shire, accompanied by the State Minister of Finance, met with key members of the Kenyan Parliament.
Minister of Planning and National Development Saad Ali Shire, accompanied by the State Minister of Finance Usman Abdullah Sahadid, met with senior officials of the Kenyan Parliament on strengthening the friendship between Somaliland and Kenya. The minister met with a member of Kenyan Parliament officials and expressed admiration for the warm hosting of the Kenyan government during his stay in Kenya. Somaliland's representative to Kenya, Mohammed Jama Sifir, stated that the visit of Somaliland's delegation is one of friendship and further boosting the existing relationship with the neighboring Kenya. The representative also added that the visit of these cabinet ministers to Kenya will take an integral part in strengthening diplomatic ties between Somaliland and Kenya.
Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources urged citizens to take heed to government development efforts towards placing more focus on investing in this crucial sector. Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources Ali Chama Farah informed media about the increasing utilization of maritime resources by the public and the urgency of further investing in this crucial sector. The minister stated that his ministry is committed to further advancing the fishing sector through providing training programs for fishermen, and that ministry is fulfilling precedent pledges to ensure that this crucial sector remains a priority for donor nations and foreign investors. Minister of Fisheries confirmed that his ministry, in cooperation with citizen efforts, will further boost efforts toward promising a better tomorrow for future generations. The current administration garnered acclaim since taking office for the integral role it continues to play in developing several crucial sectors in need of further progress. Minister of Commerce Bashir Abdi Harir provided an exclusive interview to SLN TV on achievements made and obstacles faced since taking office. The minister continued to state that Ministry of Commerce increased collaboration with various business giants throughout the country, and as a result, Ministry of Commerce amplified achievements on several forefronts. Minister of Commerce Bashir Abdi Harir reiterated the major development efforts towards welcoming foreign business giants interested in pursuing investment in the private sector of Somaliland. An event occurred in the capital focusing on the revitalization of cooperation among government institutions and UNFPA. The event had an attendance of various individuals representing governmental and non-governmental organizations who discussed major steps still to be taken on prompting further productivity in the health sector and several crucial sectors in need of capacity building. Vice Minister of Health Nim'a Hussein Qawlan, speaking on the significant and noteworthy role that UNFPA plays in working together with the Ministry of Health, pointed out the exigency of intensifying more cooperation among Ministry and UNFPA ensuring objectives. Director of National Bureau of AIDS, Abdi Ali, stated that more cooperation is needed to ensure further support and assistance to capacity building in Somaliland. Members of UNFPA highlighted the major development efforts taken by UNFPA in reaching accomplishment of various developmental projects. Governor Maradi has accepted aids donated by ICRC to families residing in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. Governor Maradi accepted donated emergency aid equipments donated by the ICRC to less than fortunate people residing in the capital of Somaliland. Governor Maradi underscored the moral obligation upon every citizen in helping improve the lives of those most in need of assistance and urged citizens to follow suit and participate in providing such a dire assistance to less than fortunate families impacted by a recent fire which demolished their homes and properties. The governor continued to add that Maradi regional administration is interested in cooperation with business giants throughout the capital city to provide much needed assistance and have it delivered to those most in need. A representative of ICRC spoke on the urgency of further support for those in need of such assistance. You're still watching the English news program on Somaliland National Television, and now for the international headlines. Struggle for survival in Tacloban, Philippine city flattened by Haiyan.
The scenes in Tacloban are of absolute devastation. The vast majority of the thousands killed by Typhoon Haiyan died in the coastal city on the Philippine island of Leyte. Barely a building remains standing in some areas. Local people describe a giant wave hitting the city of 200 people, destroying everything in its path. Many are looking for missing relatives and friends while scavenging for food and water as they struggle to survive. Numbed by tragedy, one woman says she just needs a shirt to wear, adding that she thanks God, believing the typhoon will change people for the better. In the meantime, a state of calamity is being declared. Hundreds of soldiers and police deployed and a curfew imposed amid reports of looting. Among the debris, women have been giving birth while a stench of dead bodies fills the air. A college student said he hoped the Philippine flag he found in the rubble would be used as a symbol of the country's survival. For now, people have walked miles to coverage on the airport, hoping to benefit from the first emergency supplies as they begin to slowly arrive.
Greek government survives confidence vote but shrinks its own majority.
Greece's conservative-led coalition has survived a bid to topple it after winning a confidence vote in parliament. The censure motion, which came as a so-called troika of lenders are in town, was brought by main opposition Zuri party, which wants to overturn the government's austerity measures. Greek Prime Minister Antonis Samaras accused the opposition of being trapped in a dead end. The country is moving ahead, he said, and is leaving behind the era of crisis, but you keep on fighting from within your party. Zeus's leader Alexis Tsipras responded by accusing the government of reducing some people to searching through rubbish for food. Your policies have destroyed the country. The majority of the people suffer and live in despair. Outside Parliament, opposition supporters demonstrated against more austerity measures. The troika of EU and IMF lenders in Athens carrying out a crucial inspection visit to check on the government's progress in meeting its bailout targets before they approved the release of up to 5.9 billion euros in loans. Prime Minister Samaras and the Troika, however, disagree how many additional savings Athens needs to hit its 2014 budget targets. Sunday's vote did in the end damage the government by reducing its majority to just 4 after it expelled one of its own lawmakers for voting within the opposition. Under the shadow of tough negotiations with the Troika, which are highlighting the great gap between Athens and its foreign creditors, the Greek government finally won the company's vote. A great number of MPs, however, severely criticized the government policies, saying their vote was simply one of tolerance.
Thank you for watching. You can catch us tomorrow at the same time. Until then, take care.